Hey guys, welcome back. This is Storm and welcome to episode 170 of our single player Tiveden world. So to start this episode off, we've tried to convert this part of this plains biome. If we take a look, this is very much a plains biome, but I've tried to make it look like one of those tall tree biomes. I'm not sure the actual name, where we've got the 2x2 spruce trees and just some other details. We've got the mossy cobblestone, and you can see we've got some sweetberry bushes. Little details because I want to make this part of this plains biome just look a little bit more like a different biome itself. And it's on the right direction. There's a bit more details I still need to add, and it doesn't extend all the way down here. But I do like the look. It certainly does make it look actually like a biome rather than just a plains or like a manually landscaped part of my world. But I think it looks good. And if you don't recognize this area, this is where I do come over and plant my trees, and I will chop them down and get all my wood supplies from pretty much over here now. The area does look pretty cool with how you can spread out different types of trees, and I've kind of got different themes. So the acacia trees along here, that's kind of the theme, then the jungle theme, and obviously things like the birch theme over there. So little details like that do go a long way to fill out an area. And you can see with this area now with the 2x2 spruce, particularly with the podzol that you can easily get now, just adding in coarse dirt and adding in the mossy cobblestone with some sweet berries, it really starts to make this area look quite unique. And I think we've pulled that off. So I do have to be careful though, because it's a little bit harder to see creepers in this area now. Well, I find it to be a little bit harder. So when it gets a little bit dark like this, I do have to have my wits about me. Whoops. And that can always freak you out with the sweetberry bushes. But that's all good. Happy with that little update to our part of our world just here. Now, something I did come across while we're working this area is another patrol, but only this guy has survived. So let's go down and say hi. Are you going to be friendly to me? No? Alright, fine. Well, I think I'll take you over to our swamp biome area, or swamp village, and I'll introduce you to your friends. This was probably a mistake to do this at night time, but that's okay. We live dangerously around here. So our pillager friend here has now calmed down, so let's introduce him to his friends. How you going, guys? Going for the salute, fair enough. This guy is got his arms down, so that's interesting. Not sure why some of them have their arms up and some don't, but anyway, little quirks, I guess. Now, I thought what we could do to get this episode going is to build another structure. I did mention in the last episode, though, that we might work on the interiors, but I decided to probably leave that towards the end. Let's get a few more structures underway first. And there was a comment on the last episode about illegal architecture, and maybe that could be a theme for a lot of the buildings that we create in here. And I feel like that's a pretty good idea because there's a few things odd about this building. It might look all symmetrical on all sides and evenly laid out, but it's not. So this cage, for example, on this side is actually over this way. It's not directly centered. And there's a few other oddities about this building. It's a little subtle though. It's not something you would probably notice just by looking at it like this at this distance. So what we could do, and as we build out some new buildings, we could kind of keep with that theme. There was also a suggestion to check out some other maps of illegal architectures. So I've decided against doing that. I don't really know exactly what illegal architecture is. I'm sure that's probably a common thing or to know about in the community, but I haven't looked it up. I haven't researched it at all. And I'm going to leave it that way. I want to just see what I can come up with my interpretation of illegal architecture. So this one's kind of off-centered, not exactly lined up. I might keep that theme with some other buildings. Maybe things aren't quite load-bearing, so maybe some of the weight of a building is off-centered, or I don't know what it will come up with, but I feel like just leaving it up to a little bit of imagination, because I haven't really looked up anything or researched anything, could create some more interesting results. So that's what we're going to go with. So I've just marked out the corners for the foundation of this house, and the reason why I've put it here is because when we build this house up, I'm expecting it to overshadow this building at the back. So when you come through this gate here, I feel like having this other building hidden behind it could be a good look. So you come along the path and then you'll be able to see down and see other buildings or other structures. And I feel like that's going to be adding a nice bit of depth as you walk around the different paths, rather than just having everything visible with the same line of sight. So breaking it up could be a good look. Now for this foundation area, I've intentionally made it even on this side and odd on this side. So that's the start of our illegal architecture, I guess, not to have everything exactly the same. And I feel like having some kind of mixed wall design for the base of the structure. So over here we've got cobblestone and mossy cobblestone. I feel like having just something that's basically the same theme but a different variation of blocks could be a good look. So if we just randomly put down some blocks here, yeah, something like that. Maybe go up one more. Another part of something illegal, or my definition of illegal I guess, is I'm going to mix up the sides. It's not all going to be made out of the same blocks. The fact that you can see these blocks on this side is already a challenge, but maybe we can work around that. So I have all the sides now sorted on the foundation and we've started to build upwards, but I've already started to think this looks too uniform. It's not, I don't know, it's not different enough. So we're going to change this. I feel like we could have this overhang on this side of the building, but over on this side, I should probably remove that. I'm going to step in that all the time otherwise. So rather than just having an equal overhang all the way around the building, I'm going to remove the overhang from this side of the building. So this area will be flush with the wall, or with this line of blocks just here. So that in itself is going to drive me nuts, because it means this side of the house is going to be just, I don't know, it's just going to end here. It won't have the lip like we'll have on this side of the building. I'm also going to change this. I'm not going to have it go the full width. I feel like we could have something that's, I don't know, maybe around here somewhere that we can go up. So this will probably end up being a window, so I'm going to put a flower bed there and we'll just add in the detail later. Don't worry about this log block here. We'll replace this with a wood block so it'll have the same texture on all sides, but I'll just do that towards the end. And this part I've just filled in. I've already looked at this and I'm thinking I'm already not making this strange enough or weird enough. So I'm going to remove this line of spruce wood, or spruce logs rather. I think it's just the easy way out to make it look like it's got a border, and it's just far more challenging not to have a border. So that's the first challenge we're going to do. And the second challenge I feel like we could try and make is, let's make this part of the building come out even further. Like, what if we were to come out to here? Is this going to look weird? I expect it to look weird, but does it look good weird, or is it bad weird? I'm not sure. Let's go check this out. Jump through the new window that we'll eventually create. I mean, it's different. But is it different enough? Well, I think this is going to be different. And I feel like for this side, we could put a window, but I'm actually going to put another flower bed. So this one's at this height, so we'll go up to here. And then we will have the flower bed. And of course, I don't have my grass on me. Where's my grass? There we go. Grab some of this. We could put a window here, but I don't know what the interior is going to be just yet. I'm trying to think. Should I use spruce or dark oak? Let's just go spruce. This would be interesting, this one. Oh, there we go, nailed it. Okay, we have to be careful about mobs spawning on that, but it's a start. Now that is centered. Let's see what it looks like with this removed as well. It's centered, but it's not centered in a obvious way. And this thing, I mean, we still have to figure out how we're going to manage this side of the house. I keep calling it a house. It may not end up being a house. It could be a workshop or something. Well, it actually does cover up the building behind it, and that's the look we're going for, so that's the first accomplishment, I guess. And the more I look at this, it probably is going to end up being a house. It has a very house feel about it. So just here I feel like adding in a balcony, for example. Now, what we are going to do, I feel like for the roof we could just go with some dark oak slabs at this height level, and then we've got some fences. So it'll be something like that, and I'll probably put a fence gate there so I can jump down. Yeah, that's not too bad. And then I've started to box in an area on this side, again not going over the lip of this line of blocks, so we still have to figure out what do we do over here. But over here, what we could do is, let's just go up a little bit higher. Now I was thinking we could just fill this in. I might end up adding a window, but having something like that. And then I also thought to bring in some of the fences, we could probably put fences on the sides. Yeah, it's a bit different, I guess. And if we, whoops, don't want that. Up the top here. Now this is the challenge. What do we do over here? Do we bring this across? And if I do, because this is now at a different height level to over here, so I don't feel like we can just run a line of blocks and then join this up. We're going to have to do something different in the middle. There's a few stop-starts along the way, but I feel like we have made some progress now. I'm a bit concerned though about mob spawning, particularly on the roof here. We've got many odd shapes and things to worry about for different spawnable mob spots, but maybe we could try and hide in some lighting. So something like this. I mean, that's one way to get some lights on this part. But there are other stuff we have to figure out. I mean, even stuff like this is just strange, right? It's just too odd. So I feel like we'll have to change this out to be something different. In fact, this might actually look better. Let's put this one back. If this was spruce, perhaps. I don't even think that should be a stair there, maybe. Is that better? Maybe that's better. I don't know, all the little details I have to experiment with, I think. The floors in a house like this are going to be crazy to get right, but I've made a start. I don't know if this is going to be the end result that we stay with, but we've got this upstairs section that we can go peek out these windows. Got this downstairs section, and this will lead down to the balcony. So, I don't know, it's something. Now, I was thinking, can we try and hide in... What's just here? I don't know. I do want to put in a fireplace. So, is having one there the right spot for it? Now, one thing I was considering is to use trapdoors on the sides. So if we jump up like so... In fact, I can probably get rid of these ones. And then this could be like the start of the chimney stack. See if I can put this one down. Don't think I can. Alright, well that's weird. Don't need that one. Well, that could work. Now what's above here? We'll have to jump up there and see, is this going to be a good spot to put a chimney? Let's just jump up. If that was the chimney, would that look okay? It's actually better than I was expecting. Now I think we're going to have enough room to be able to put in a hay bale. Now this is something I haven't actually done yet in my campfires I've put around my world so far, is putting the hay bale underneath, which makes the smoke go up much higher. So having something like that in this swamp village is going to be something different. Now to cover up the sides, we could probably do trapdoors. How high did I have that before? That could be okay. Try that on all sides. There we go. That'll work. So I'm going to try and put another campfire in here, just so we've got another chimney on top, because having smoke coming out of a chimney, let's face it, looks pretty cool in this game. Now, I feel like we could do the same trick with the trapdoors. Just put one there. Now, I could do that. And then we just try and hide a chimney above there. And what will that look like? So the chimney would be coming out there. Hey guys, it's a bit weird that you all stared at me at the same time. Alright, so I need another campfire, and then I guess we could do this again. Not so sure about that though. So let's do something a little bit illegal. I'm going to make the fireplace come over an extra block. So this is where the campfire is, beneath here. But we're going to make the chimney over here, just so I can put a full block there. Yeah, I don't know. Is it cheating? I don't know. You tell me. But I feel like this is the best way to hide the chimney. So something like that. Now, of course, I didn't bring a campfire with me. I did not. Okay, let's go grab one. Where do we have our campfires? In here. Now for this one I'm not going to put a hay bale underneath because I feel like having the smoke going at different heights is probably a good thing. So let's jump up here and take a look. Probably need to raise this a bit higher though. Is that too low? Maybe it's too low. Maybe we could try and extend it with the dark oak trapdoor. Does that look too strange? How does that look? I might even try go another one. And this one, and I think that's it. How does that look? Doesn't look too bad, I don't think. And that's actually going to light up this area as well. Ah. Wish I had thought of that intentionally, but this should now be... Yeah, look at that. Light levels are quite high. Now when it comes to this wall of the house, it doesn't look that bad by itself, but I feel like we could add in a little bit more detail. We'll ignore that spot missing out of the wall. That's just me jumping out. Let's move this guy. Oh, he's doing the salute now as well. Fair enough. Let's try and move this guy as well. There we go. There you guys. Now, I'm going to change this. I feel like we could do something a little bit more different. So we're going to extend this out. Now, I don't know how far out we should go. Maybe to here. What if we did this? Does that look too weird? About that, I don't think I want to go any further this direction. That doesn't look that bad actually. Let's grab some scaffolding. And we could probably put... That sounded weird. Someone's clearing their throat, I think. Yeah. Now how far across do we go? That is the question. What if we were to add in a window there? I feel like we need to do more. Now, what if we did a different height level here? Aha, I know what we can do. Let's make this not even. So let's go up a block. And then we'll go down like so. Something like that. How does that look? I feel like we're gonna have to change this. Should I change that? Maybe we should change that. Alright guys, time for the big reveal. I feel like we've done the main outline for the structure now. So we've got the cobblestone mixed in here now instead of the spruce logs. I think it's just a better look to bring this across. And I have got a door now in here. Originally I moved it across and now I feel like that's just weird. So one thing I did think of, what if we did this? I know it makes it look a little bit even, but just like that, we can hide that little bit of difference for the blocks on the side. So that could be a workable solution. We've got the stairs that takes us up, and then we've got another door here. So this is what I ended up doing over this side. So rather than fill this in, I've left it open, kind of being like a sunroom kind of area. Maybe this is a... I need to work on the ceiling, but I could put something down here. So that's just another way to incorporate another entrance, I think. And then on the way up, the weirdness does continue. So coming up, you can see we've got this space down here. Now there's a mixed match of blocks here, but we could cover that up with like barrels or chests or something in there. So we've got this barrier to prevent us going in there, but we could sneak through if I remove this trapdoor. I've kind of put that trapdoor there because we have these blocks underneath, and I thought that looked too weird. So to keep it the same kind of color scheme, we've just gone with the spruce trapdoors. I've got the space on the side, more spots to put a few things, storage or whatnot, and then that comes up nice and centered with this window, so that's a nice look. Then a door out to the balcony area, and then we've got this kind of weird makeup here. So we've got that fireplace down there, we've got a space to come on through, like a bench or something there. And the reason why I have these blocks there is, oops, is because I hit my head if I put the slabs along here. So that is the floor level, and I've raised it up. You can see I don't have the slab there. Yeah, I would hit my head otherwise, so had to find a creative way around that. And then we have this part, so you come up these stairs, we've got kind of a wall that's made out there. And this could be a tiny bedroom or something. There's probably enough space for a bed, maybe just one block there, a chest or who knows what. But that could keep us cozy at night, and then you got access to the window. So it's a reasonably large building or a house, not too many spots, but I feel like we could put a bit of detail into here. There's a few nooks and different details that we could throw in, and we could make that work. So that is pretty much my weird house. I don't know if it's weird enough. You guys will have to let me know. Do I have any flowers in here? I do not. So let's just do this. I have to put the flowers in my flower bed. I think it's going to be not doing it justice if I don't do that. I might switch this out for different flowers in the future. That is one thing I will probably build out here, is a flower farm, just so we can get these flowers. That will do. Yeah, I want to see what it looks like with flowers. Can I get up this way still? I think I can. There we go. And then if I sneakily... Ooh. I could bring this wall across. I didn't think I had enough space for that. But anyway, we can do that. And that means I could probably have a window there. Maybe. We'll leave it open like that for the time being. What does it look like from here? Nope, don't like the window. I'm going to leave it a solid little, set of blocks there. I don't like having that visible opening there. But there we go, adds a bit of colour. Now we can see generally what it looks like. It started off a bit of a build that's a bit random. You guys will be the judge if it's illegal architecture or not. Like the fact that it's kind of not load bearing on this side is kind of my interpretation of how we could make it some kind of illegal architecture. It's different for me anyway, this style, so maybe it will work. And to add in more colour to a build like this, and I'll probably do this with the other buildings when we create them. Let's just offload some supplies here. I don't have any leaves in here. Okay, let's grab some out here. I know we've got plenty of leaves. I mean, this is a pretty obvious thing that people do, is to wrap some kind of vines around a building like this. And I feel like we've got enough space with the size of the walls to probably make that work. So that will add in a bit of green, and we can do that around some of the sides. Doesn't have to be all of them. Like even going up to the planter up there could be something of interest. Yeah, so little details like that we'll add, but I'm not going to do all those finer details until we've built up a lot of the houses or structures, just because we don't know how much space we need around each of the buildings. So I feel like that's a good start for another building in this place. Now, before we wrap up things, I do want to also consider these paths, because I feel like just having it all on this one, basically this level, because this is all the same level. There's no variations in the block heights anywhere around this interior or this inside this enclosed area. I feel like we need to add some variation. So what I figure we could do is just to dig our way along here and make this like a lowered section. And just make it taper up. So the path will come along here. We won't make the path as wide as this, but adding a little bit of detail along the sides. So we've got plenty of spots to add in some plants or something along the sides, but we can go down and then you continue the path out this way. And by bringing down this path down a level, what we could do is also put little puddles of water, because if we think this is below the main water level, maybe it makes sense that this area will accumulate some water and just puddles or something. So that could be a good look. Now along here, let's just dig out a whole lot of this and put down some grass, because I do want to put down path blocks. For that, I need some grass first. And just like that, we have ourselves some kind of rocky path design. So I'm not going to do all the details, but I wanted to give you guys a bit of a theme for what we probably will do around the paths. So we've got a little bit of water that's creeping in, and we've got all these rock formations here. I don't want to go too detailed. Yeah, I think it'll be... I mean, this whole place is supposed to be like a protected sanctuary almost. So having too many random objects inside here will probably be weird, but adding in little bits of details like this along paths is probably okay. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys that little update as well, but I think the episode's probably getting on a little bit long. I will probably have to edit this episode quite a lot. This house behind us took quite a while to build, and I'll talk through most of it, and you're probably sick and tired of me yapping through it. So I probably won't do another walkthrough like this in the designing process for a house inside this swamp village area. I'll probably go ahead and build a bunch of these in between episodes, or yeah, just not walking you guys through the whole process, but you get the feel for what we're going for. Let me know if this is illegal or not. Have I totally misunderstood what illegal architecture is, or is this something that could pass for that? You'll have to let me know. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys very soon in the next one. Stay awesome. Cheers.